So I want to talk about training for something like a Hyrox because I see a lot of workouts on social media, and because I'm a little bit of a nerd, I like to try and figure out why it's been written like that. And I'm either very good at the game or very bad at the game, because 9 times out of 10, the workouts that I see on social media just look like little watered down versions of a Hyrox with no real purpose or intent behind them. So I'm going to run through a few examples to kind of show how there are ways to improve the training that you're doing in order to be better at something like a Hyrox or a fitness event. So this on the left in red is typically the kind of stuff that I see a lot of the time on social media. Like I say, a little watered down version, 500-meter runs instead of a 1K, 750-meter skis, sled pushes and pulls, basically doing what you would do in a Hyrox, but a little light version. And it's really poor, basically trying to just do the sport itself, and especially do a watered down version of the sport, isn't actually the best thing at getting you good at it, because it's not specific enough at improving any one thing. So sometimes we see a little bit of maybe thought that's gone into it, where you might have something like a couple of 10-minute AMRAPs, and in that 10-minute AMRAPs, you've got a run into wall balls, into a run into burpee broad jumps, okay, and you're running this on repeat, so it is an engine builder. Not bad, so it's got some kind of purpose and intent behind it. We're doing wall balls under fatigue, we're transitioning from the run into exercises, okay. Still kind of like a little bit of a watered down version or a mini version of a Hyrox. Then you've got your break before you do a different kind of version. Again, another 10-minute AMRAP that's working on a couple of elements that you might find in a Hyrox: row, ski, sled push, and sled drag. And again, it's like a bit of a step up, but again, it's just kind of throwing together some of the exercises that you would see on a Hyrox and hoping for the best. Instead, here's an example of things that you might see, or if you were to spot it on social media, where you can go, there's been definitely some thought and intent behind that. So imagine that one of the workouts to improve on a Hyrox is just running, and it's something like a 600-meter run, or it could even be a 1K run with a couple of minutes rest in between 8 times. Absolutely fantastic. It's going to build your running economy, it's going to build your engine, it's going to make you really efficient at maintaining a heart rate and improving pace on the biggest element that you'll find in a Hyrox. Nothing else to it, just the running. Second one you might find is just some pure strength work. I hardly ever see anyone just kind of adding in pure strength work to their Hyrox training. Barbell reverse lunges is going to be something that works really well for you. Chest presses to make you more efficient at popping off the floor in a burpee. Farmer's carry for that extra grip strength. And kind of overloading it as well, going above the weights that you would find in a Hyrox, so that when it comes to doing Hyrox weights, they just feel a lot easier. Or something like this for quality. So that means that you're not just trying to smash it out as quickly as you can, but you're trying to do it in the most efficient way possible, which means that you're trying to keep your heart rate at a level that isn't skyrocketing. You're trying to do it without missing reps and things like that. So for quality, sets of around 60 to 70% of your max unbroken wall balls, and you keep doing them until you reach 100. But every time you break, you hit 10 meters of burpee broad jumps and a 200-meter row. Again, big engine builder with a focus on one element that you're trying to improve. And because it's based on a percentage of what you can do, it's relevant to you. And it means that you can also progress this workout, because as you are able to do more and more wall balls unbroken, the sets can get bigger and bigger. And then obviously by the time Hyrox comes around, you can be hitting 50 to 100 reps in one go before you have to take a break and then go again, and get it done a lot faster than had you been just kind of like doing your best and working till failure, but then seeing your performance in your wall balls plummet after that first initial set. So just something to bear in mind and think about. It's just something that I see a lot of on social media, and I really wanted to get it off my chest.